I am no longer comfortable in this throne anymore. I am known as something called Spitfire in this realm of yours, but the lighter fluid that coats my vocal cords has somewhat gone stale, that it's not even good enough to start a small bonfire, so I guess you could say that I lost my passion for this. It's been like this for over a year now. Sometimes it feels like I've fallen and crashed in a state of Babylon, except I forgot how I landed in this confusing place. I came into this with a Kendrick Lamar mentality, still trying to gain control of these emotions, love and resentment through a voice. Oh God, what the? Oh, okay.
There you go.
Through a voice that thundered past windows and pounded eardrums, but now I'm even losing the reins on that. I'm so out of touch with you that even the braille on my tongue's no longer the linguistics I studied for years. Instead, they feel like bumps that come whenever line within these words is necessary. I started writing to show that even through the tiger stripes of scars and a crooked spine, there is still some type of beauty within me. I wrote to run away, yet cling on to some sense of home, something better than the countless apartments I've built roots in. I've been practicing the art of storytelling since I've heard Tupac playing the architect for Mayan-like empires with unsure blueprints in his palms, and Nas's cursing in hip-hop verses. He didn't need wordplay to explain to me that life's a bitch. But I wanted more than that. So I wrote my footsteps down during my quest for complexity, hoping that someone will track them down and understand me, but sometimes it feels hopeless. I feel as chained as Sula, reaching for an aimless purpose until my shackled ankles bleed, dragging these insecurities ball and chain along with me. Dear poetry, and all these audience members hearing this, I am not a poet. I am not a spectacle for your eyes and ears to feed upon like prisoners gobbling down their final request before a death sentence. I am a woman that writes like her bones have been broken by romance one too many times and her veins are trying to bleed for something inexplicable. So when did my main tool for catharsis become something unfamiliar to me? Since when did poetry feel like prostitution, asking me over and over how much for your soul? I think it was the moment when I gathered some balls and fired warning shots at a mainstream crowd at a talent show for a community of freshmen that only wanted reruns of Glee playing in front of them, and I prayed that I could come back from that, but no one has answered my murmurs. Instead, you still ask me to just perform. You expect me to dance for you with cadences of booming claps and snaps that my poetic rhythm can follow and feed on, but all I'm seeing are audience members and their 5 fingers meeting my face multiple times, and you wonder why I'm so hostile. You expect me to perform acrobatics with the tip of my tongue with these poems, and I've become the hot commodity for almost 5 minutes that seem like a forever, but I never needed a mic or this stage to display these sets of emotions. I believe that poems are like giving results to a polygraph, but how can you explain truths to a group whose ears were never ready for them in the first place? It's just like preaching to the deaf. Instead, all I get is, look at that cute little black girl spitting fire like her life was walking on hot coals itself. If anyone only knew the courage my footsteps took for these burning souls to match these words, but it doesn't matter anyway. They fall in love with the puns and the way my punctuation touches the inner tangles and nodes of their souls, but once that red-hot mass falls to the floor, they just start running. Dear poetry, I'm sorry. I've changed one too many times for you. I've experienced more metamorphoses than Rihanna's album covers because you can never seem to stay consistent with me. Or maybe it's just my audiences. But poetry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry to the point where I am carving James Baldwin's definition of sorriness on my chest to show myself how much this hurts me. Through this apology, I am hoping that you can see that I no longer have pressure breathing down my neck to please everyone through language, but on some days, I just want to walk away from all of this with nothing but my struggles and my integrity, but I can't. But please, give me my passion back. You can have this throne back. You can have this title back. You can have this crown back. You can have it all back. I'm sure that all of this is a fair trade for the intensity to vibrate within my vocal cords whenever I speak so I can start believing in my words again. Thank you.
Ooh.